The news is legit. Entertainment is here. Coming from the streets, no deal. It's the Looney Show, we always keep it real.
Hey y'all, we are back and we are here to talk about what's going on with independent journalist Don Lemon. So I have an article right here from Scripps News. He recently has just sat down with Allison Camerota. The article says, journalist Don Lemon says he believes the U.S. Department of Justice will charge him in connection with the protests at a Minnesota church. Lemon made the assertion Friday during an exclusive interview with Scripps News special events anchor Allison Camerota. Lemon said he was covering the protest as an independent journalist on Sunday when a group entered the church and confronted the pastor, whom they accused of being an immigration enforcement agent, and questioned him about his faith. 3 protesters were arrested. Lemon was not, despite widespread outcry from prominent conservatives. I think it's not over because it doesn't matter if there's no law to fit, Lemon said. They will try to fit or retrofit something or go around a judge and just do it themselves. Lemon contends he was reporting on the incident in the same manner he has throughout his decades-long career. I was not a protester. It's very clear about that, Lemon said. If you look at all the evidence, I'm not a protester. During the interview, Lemon, who is openly gay, also addressed his public feud with rapper Nicki Minaj. She used homophobic remarks to criticize his coverage of the protest and called for authorities to lock him up. I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion, Minaj posted on X. Lemon responded, suggesting that Minaj was out of her depth and homophobic. He doubled down on those comments in an interview with Scripps News. So I said, why do African Americans support her? Why do gay people support her? Members of the LGBTQ community support her. You shouldn't because she's a homophobe and she's a racist. She's racist, I believe, against Black Americans. So that's the article.
I felt like because this whole story was unpacking that we waited, not jumping ahead of it, behind it, and here we go, Looney.
Yeah, there was just a lot to go. There's a lot going on, with the whole story because Don Lemon is an independent journalist. If you know who Don Lemon is, you do remember him from his time on CNN. He was on CNN for many years.
Always supported our community.
Yes. Yeah, he did, and he's definitely had his media faux pas. He's been called out a lot for some for things that he said in the past.
He was fired for standing up for us.
Mm-hmm. No, he wasn't fired for he was fired. No, we don't know why he was fired. Because now the thing about why he was fired is questionable, but we do know he settled out of court with CNN for a sizable amount of money, and that's all we know.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
Go do your research on that. But
but that's what it is. That's what's reported. That's what it is. He's not. He's probably not at liberty to talk about it for some years. We'll give it about another decade before he's able to talk about that.
Anyway, the point being said, he's always advocated for our community more than Miss Nicki Minaj.
Absolutely.
That was the point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was my point too.
Yeah, and he always stood up for us, regardless of, he was always our community. And, wow. As far as listening to the article, it's some things that was missing. It's made it to seem as this is just like a church that has a preacher and they ran up and
that's how they try to frame it.
Now with this article we're hearing that he's a ISIS officer. Mm-hmm. So he actually also enforces this.
He's not just an ICE officer. This pastor was not just an ICE officer, but like a director. So he was actually in charge of like the officers. So this was a pastor.
And what kind of church was this? I mean, pastor, so it's Christians?
Yeah, Christian church.
Christianity?
Yeah, Christian church. Just a regular, probably a non-denominational church, I would imagine.
So I'm a Baptist, and one thing my pastor always says is it's very important for Christians to live in Christianity within and outside the church. They need to see the religion on you in order for them to believe that you've been saved by God. If you out here in the world doing worldly things, how do I know you saved by God and you're not just like me? Now, that being said, that a preacher on a pulpit is held to a higher standard. And how you dare preach Christianity, but you support detaining immigrants, ripping them away from their families, choosing who gets the right to stay and who gets the right to go, when nobody has the right to tell anybody really what to do. Especially when everybody literally conquered or occupied a lot of these places off the same way. There's no really indigenous people anymore. So everybody migrated, immigrated to other spaces, other continents, other places.
Right.
Except for the blacks.
Yeah, but as far as just like with this, with this pastor,
Yeah.
This pastor is just like, at the end of the day, Don Lemon was covering this story because of these protesters going into this church, and he followed the protesters into the church.
Which is an interesting story if you're a journalist. I mean,
they were protesting out. They were already protesting outside.
Exactly. So
it's
wouldn't
just
you
like,
cover that story?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't we just have a YouTube journalist that covered the Somalian?
Well, he wasn't a journalist.
That's my point.
Yeah, he just wasn't a journalist, so we can't actually call him a journalist.
And
We can call Don Lemon a journalist.
Hold on. That was the point. Didn't we just have a YouTube journalist that uncovered a Somalian child care fund scandal?
Yeah, he actually
and made it to the news, got it covered, even had our president shut down child care services, subsidies to a lot of states until they can prove that they're operational and they have children in their facilities, off of a YouTube reporter.
Yep. And they went right after the holidays, which was smart because nobody was there anyway. Because everybody was home. It was the holidays.
Oh. Do we also know what happened during the holidays? That our wonderful president bombed when we all was all off on Christmas, opening our presents. Africa, Christmas morning. Christians.
Yes. So the thing is, it's like
Jesus would agree.
Yeah, Jesus would have probably gone into this church with these protesters. Let's just be real. Especially finding out that this so-called pastor is a director of ICE, who is okay with deporting legal people, legal immigrants.
And check out our Immigration Nation series, guys. We talk about this, but now there's stories about what these ISIS agents have been doing to these immigrants in their custodies. What they have been doing out on the street, that rogue.
Yeah, ICE is out of control.
And for individuals to keep preach, and especially a preacher, you shouldn't be preaching that type of thing on a pulpit.
No, not at all.
We got to understand there is a such thing as false prophet, guys.
Yeah, and that's basically what it is.
Just because he wears the cloth don't mean that he's doing the right thing.
And the people that are, trying to support and saying, trying to support the pastor and trying to support the people, saying that, oh, this interview is just like, oh, Christianity is under attack. No, it is under attack, but that's not not in that instance.
Mm-hmm.
It was not under attack in that instance. What was under attack, Christianity was under attack for the simple fact that pastor was standing up at the pulpit.
Yes, and we have to understand something. Even when I say Christianity, I'm a Baptist, and I understand it ain't the religion, it's the people, and that's what disappoints me, and that's what people got to understand. It ain't our religion and what we believe; it's the people that's practicing it, and that's someone that's practicing it wrong. And a lot of them do. Don't judge us off of people that practice wrong, because people do wrong every day and try to justify it with different things. And they're just trying to use the religion to back it. But it is not all Christians, not all Baptists, not all religious folks, not all Muslims, not all Judas, not all Buddhists. We're not all like that. You have individuals that sit there and take advantage and try to use certain things to justify their wrong actions. And that's what this preacher is doing. He's using his pulpit to preach hate. And it was exposed. Because I know one thing about my God. Ain't no enemy going to run up in any of his temples that's doing the work of his. So ask yourself that.
Yeah. I'm just, I'm actually glad that Don Lemon did, I'm glad that Don Lemon did go in there.
Yeah.
I am. Because,
Yeah.
He's a good journalist. And the fact that he's now and it's just like, it's so funny when you brought up YouTube reporter.
Yeah.
Because he is a literal YouTube reporter. Because his show is just on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, probably a couple other things, but YouTube is where he mostly does his videos.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, and he is actually a reporter. So he was like, he really went in there and just like stuck his neck out. They're looking, like, DOJ was looking to prosecute him. Like, they're trying to get, they're after him at this moment. He still feels like that they're still going to come after, try to arrest him one way or the other, try to charge him. And that should scare people, because that means, free speech and freedom of press, freedom of press is definitely under threat. You know what I'm saying? He's using, Don Lemon has the right to free speech, and he's been reporting it for decades.
Mm-hmm.
So we need him to continue to do that, and what he exposed, with his experience and what he reported on was Christian nationalism, like literally a whole representation of it, of what it looked like. And what it looked like was an ICE director in the pulpit. Like, that should really trouble people. That's troubling.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was going to do. I thought it would really, like, open our eyes to where these people possibly are and the positions that they hold, and how strongly they're embedding their beliefs. I thought this what it would do. I mean, of course, they don't want us to know the truth. But, yeah, I thought that would let you know that these are our preachers, our judges, our congressmen that believe this way. Guys, these are the people that hold the power to make and coerce decisions. What is a preacher? This is where I go to get my sermon. This is where I go to get that word of God. And this is where I'm hearing.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to that church if I knowing that my pastor, is an ICE director, knowing that he is engaging in something that is contradictory to the teachings of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would be very in conflict with myself. I'm like,
It's not. I mean, if you are Christian, you would leave that church, or call that pastor out, or try to get that pastor removed.
well, clearly,
Yeah.
3 individuals did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody mentioning those actually protesters. They seen the big name and went for the big story.
Well, yeah, because he was there and covering it.
Yep.
And the 3 protesters that were arrested. Now we don't even know their names, so it's just
Nothing about them.
Nothing about them, but they were. I was like, they were arrested. Pretty sure. Actually, you know what? I think they were released. I think they were released. Because there was, because I think it was two black women. One of them was like an activist and a lawyer, or something like that. So it's just I want to say it's the same story, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, there's just a lot. He Don Lemon uncovered a lot. He really did, and the true Christians really need to step up and really check really check yourselves of what it is you're following and who it is you're following, because Christian nationalism is real and it's being dressed up as righteousness. Mark of the beast. They talk about this in the Bible. They've talked about this in the Bible.
Exactly.
They've talked about it.
And everyone just keeps talking about, oh my gosh, run up in the church. Why would you? And you're not looking at the contents of it. Come on, guys. We are not in a society where everything is just face front. It's a whole content. Come on, guys. We got to look further. We got to think outside of the box.
We do. It's just not even thinking outside of the box. Just educating yourself on what's going on, because there's so much missing. It's so easy to get mixed up in the misinformation and the disinformation that's out there about what's actually going on. Mm-hmm. It's like every single thing that comes out, there's already some spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who it is that you're listening to or where you're getting your information from. Uh-huh. And I always say, you have to get your information, especially about stuff like this, from news sources. Okay?
Yes. Social media is just quick responses clips.
Yes.
That's what I call responsive clips.
Yes.
Everything that they post, any part of the article is for a quick response, quick comment.
Yep.
It has no factual base sometimes. The contents ain't backed up. Real quick responsive interaction. So you really do have to.
You do. And the thing is, these titles that they have for these articles,
oh gosh,
they're terrible.
They don't even be the articles, yeah.
The titles don't match the articles. You have to read the articles. They literally the articles are literally supposed to drive you in, draw you in.
Everything. It's clickbait.
It's clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they draw you in with the article, it could say it could say oh, I don't know. I was like Donald Trump. I was like, I don't know. It's just like when they're talking about Obama was like deported over 3 million people. And then it's just like, okay, he did, true, but I was just like, but when you read the entire the whole context of the article, you realize it was done in a very humane way, not the way that's being done right now.
Yeah,
because how it's being done right now is crazy, and nobody died not too many people died under Obama's watch.
Not only that, he used the branch of the SHI, which we covered in Immigration Nation, which actually does the investigations for any illegals that are actually criminals or have committed crimes.
Yes, who have committed.
So he
crimes.
used that part of the organization to help deport immigrants
who were dangerous, who were dangerous, and he deported 3+ million people without breaking up any families.
Guys, I'm telling you, if y'all even watch that documentary, they're still using old photos of MS-13.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Talking about they're still here. Where?
Where? Everybody they literally have picked up has just been like just regular people. These just regular people.
Mm-hmm. Not covered in tattoos, gangs. I mean, don't they already got that in the prisons? They got them in the prisons already. Come on, man.
Like, these guys are locked up already, or they're in their home countries doing that stuff.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
And as far as blacks, I'm so proud of you, because we are not falling for the propaganda of the calls for help. I sit back as a human being because I am very humane. And it is sad to sit and watch. And all you want to do is just stand up and fight and say, this ain't right. Because we know it's not. But I'm just going to be honest. As a black woman, I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting for everybody. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody fight for me.
This ain't our fight. At the end of the day, this isn't our fight.
With every movement, we were there, forefront. And every time we asked for help, nobody beckoned our cause. What they did was they jumped in on the bandwagon to beat me down. I ain't helping you, bro. Because even after this, you're going to continue to tear me down. Every movement, even the right to vote, off of the black woman's back. But still in society, I'm looked at as less than. I'd be darned if I'm going to stand up for you. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm just not standing up. I'm not standing up for anything that I know is wrong, that we all know is wrong, that we know is inhumane.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not humane, if it's inhumane, I'm not with it. Period.
I'm not with it, but at this moment is, unfortunately, this is your fight.
Oh,
and
no.
You have to you have to bear the burden of this your fight. I'm tired of fighting.
Well, we're not.
I mean, I didn't ask for any of this. I did not vote for any of this. I'm not sitting in this battle. I'm not putting my body on the line. I'm not damaging myself for this. If it comes to my door, keep on knocking. But at this moment, that's not my fight, bro. I'm sorry this occurred. Maybe you should probably put on a little bit more makeup just to look a little whiter, so maybe you won't get profiled. So, like, you know what? I came up with some steps to possibly avoid ICE. So these are some things that we can possibly do to avoid ICE. Now, we don't want to wear, like, baseball caps. We don't want to look like amigos. Maybe use a little bit more makeup. Now, y'all know why I'm saying this? Doesn't this sound like ignorance? Does this even sound right? But when we said that we were getting pulled over and being harassed and killed by cops, What was the response we were giving?
No response because they don't listen.
We
There's
were.
there's
It
no-
was a response. The response was, maybe you shouldn't look like criminals. Maybe when you get pulled over, just put your hands up, have your ID on the dashboard, a whole bunch of steps to not get shot.
Is that to white people or black folks? Because black folks also say that to us too.
What was the response?
Usually nothing but that. And that's nothing.
But that response. So, that's my response. Maybe we shouldn't look like amigos. Maybe we should wear makeup. Maybe we shouldn't wear hats.
Are you talking about the most...
To avoid ISIS.
What, to avoid ICE? Shoot.
I'm giving you some tippers. See how stupid that sounds? See how stupid that sounds?
Well, they're gonna figure it out now.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna figure it out now, especially what happened to that guy earlier today,
Mm-hmm.
which was awful. That video was terrible.
Ooh, maybe, what do they wear? Adidas? Maybe don't wear Adidas. Stick away from the Adidas.